800 babies, I'm gonna use the word allegedly here for the story, but 800 babies nearly were buried in a septic tank. It was a huge discovery that happened on Ireland. Crews in Ireland began work this week to check the site of a former church run home for unmarried women and their babies to identify the remains of what expected to be around 800 infants and young children who died there. Many of these remains were found in old, disused sewage tanks. The backstory to this, you can call this place a daycare. This mother and baby home in Tuam, County Galway in Western Ireland, is part of a Roman Catholic county with a history of abuses and church-run institutions. This daycare was run by an order of Catholic nuns and it closed in 1961. This place was one of many such institutions that housed tens of thousands of orphans and unmarried pregnant women who were forced to give up their children throughout much of the 20th century. A historian named Catherine tracked down death certificates for nearly 800 children who died at the home in Tuam between the 1920s and 1961, but could only find a burial record for one child. Investigators later found a mass grave containing the remains of babies and young children in an underground sewage structure on the grounds of that home, which you can call it that daycare. The Commission of Investigation into mother and baby homes in Ireland found that the ages of the deceased range from 30 weeks to 3 years. About a total of 9,000 children died in not only this one, you gotta use allegedly, and I heard a honk out there, allegedly, but a total of 9,000 children died in 18 different mother and baby homes, with major causes including respiratory infections and stomach flu. A lot of those places that was ran by Catholic churches and the nuns took care of that. 18 different daycares, which is the name of that, mother and baby homes. A total of 9,000 children that is now being discovered dead, that they find in bodies, no burial. But this story right here, this one over here, this one just got found, and they finding children in sewage, septic tanks. The nuns who ran this home are offering an apology and have acknowledged that they failed to protect the inherent dignity of women and children housed there. So what's happening now is survivors and family members of the deceased will have an opportunity to view the work in coming weeks. This daycare, along with the other ones that they're finding in Ireland, will be under forensic control and closed to the public. The forensic experts will analyze and preserve remains that they keep recovering from the site, and any identified remain will be returned to family members in accordance with their wishes, and the unidentified remains will be buried. And this whole entire work that they're doing now, that the story recently just popped up, this whole work that they're doing, they said it's going to take up to 2 years to complete. How many other stories that happen worldwide and other religion institutions that does not get talked about, or the dark and twisted things that happen to orphan and children in these religion institutions. And it's not only with death, there's other things. I feel like those institutions should be banned, in my opinion. And the problem with this story is that it's still happening across the world, not only in Ireland. This is still happening across the world. And it's not only in religious institutions and at a home that nuns take care of these situations. Like in these places, it's not only nuns. No, it's happening in orphanages, the orphan centers, and the homes that these children are being sent to. Let's not forget about Tara, the whistleblower that just came out and started exposing and said that your tax dollars and the sponsors, that those people responsible for children, they were sending these kids to known pedophiles. Tara, the whistleblower, she spoke out on that. Sponsors were sending kids to known pedophiles. That came out of a whistleblower's mouth. So this story here that got exposed is not only in religious institutions. This is happening worldwide. But check this out. You heard it from my own. You heard the honk. This came out of a whistleblower's mouth. Sponsors, tax-paying sponsors, government. Tara Reid's whistleblower. They were sending kids to known pedophiles. Let's not forget about the two gay couple, the two gay men that had those boys. That now they serving time in jail. Is it life in prison, or they doing time? They adopted those boys, those gay couple, and what did they do to those little boys? They pimped them out. Oh yeah, that story got exposed. I covered that. That was all over too. Adopted. See? If you have time, do some research on the dark ages of like the Roman Catholic Church. And you'll read some stuff. And when you do the research and see the stuff that's out there, like from the dark ages, you think that's still not happening now in modern time, modern day? Those poor children and those babies were treated like garbage and a disease for something that they did not do, and they weren't responsible for. These innocent kids, man. I feel like all those nuns and all those people responsible back in those days, even those who still alive and all this stuff, charge them. And they need to get all the information on all those places. After all, a total of 9,000 kids is getting found in 18 sites of these, running by nuns. Yeah, get information. Look into all of that, man. Start charging. Now you got to ask yourself this question. Think about this. Was the church, the state, and people getting rich off these babies? I heard an engine and I heard a honk. That's just a question. Was the state, the church, and these people getting rich off of these babies? You think the state of Ireland and all that was happening over there, you think they weren't aware of the things that were taking place in these daycares? And then on top of that, you got to think about it. Those deaths of those kids were being covered up. So nefarious things were going on in these places, and people were aware. Now I'm going to say allegedly here, but how many people in these centers didn't approve that, wanted to speak out, and how many of them were either silenced or threatened to, and all this stuff was happening? Because these things do happen when people from companies and they see how corrupt it can be, and when they find out that there's somebody who sees the corruption, and then they see that somebody who knows what they're doing isn't gonna be the team player and play for that team, they're gonna be like, ah, we got a problem over here. This one over here is having little. And either they're gonna try to persuade them or threaten, try to do, you know what I'm saying? So think about that. These nuns and people who ran these places, do you know what's that? A dead baby, a child, no proper burial, but you throw them into a septic tank? A septic tank, the sewage, the sewer. You throw babies down there? All those bodies being found now? Man, pray for the kids, pray for yourselves, put a hedge of protection. Because I see what's going on. I see what's happening out here. But it's just, more of these stories is just going to keep coming to the light. To let you know that this world ain't all roses and flowers. There's a lot of evil in this world. There's a lot of people who do evil. Even those up there with the mic trying to give you the rules. They show you corruption in there too. All departments have their corruption. You hear the banging? You got corruption in everywhere. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. Yeah, I know that song, Mobb Deep. But again, light, dark. It's happening. But just be aware. Look at these stories. Think about these things. Like, be like, yo, look at your kids, your family. Keep them, you know what I'm saying, protected spiritually. Have your protection. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's real out here. But no weapon formed against you is gonna prosper when you put that hedge of protection. Always keep running to the Most High, and just keep, you know what I'm saying? Keep yourself protected spiritually, physically too, but mainly spiritually. Y'all know what's up already, man. Unplug from the Matrix. Keep staying awake, and just observe and just see what's going on in the world, man. Cause it be in your face too.